Good morning, beautiful people. It is probably colder in the US than it is in Canada right now. So kudos to you weathering this really cold weather. I guess I don't feel really that bad for you. But, anyways, let's jump into today's HR weather. And today I want to talk about cutting costs without cutting corners. There's a lot of talk about companies being way more efficient and cutting costs where it's bloated in 2025. And HR departments will not be spared. um, we're going we're going to get asked to do a whole lot more with a lot less, and I personally think this is really good news. This is really an opportunity for us to showcase how strategic and impactful HR can be. We should be proactive with this. So here's a couple things I recommend. First of all, you need to audit your tech stack. Do you really need all these HR tools? Are you even using them? Tech you implemented 3 years ago that you're not using it, just cut it. Consolidate where you can and renegotiate with your vendors. Let's be real business people here. The other thing we need to focus, and I talked about this last week, is we need to prioritize internal talent mobility. Before spending on external hires, you should look inward. Upskilling and reskilling your existing workforce is way more cost effective and also better for morale, retention. The other thing that drives me crazy is we need to stop spending insane amount on recruitment advertising without knowing if it's working or not. We need to focus on quality over quantity. Um, if you have a lot of unqualified candidate, it's going to make you and your team way less efficient. So instead of continuously increasing your LinkedIn or Indeed budget, maybe you should consider using sources that drive better value, are more cost effective, and if it's working, just double down on it. One last tip: we should be automating a lot more than what we are. We need to put the work in front to automate these tasks that are taking your team a lot longer than it should be. And we'll see the results in the back end. They will be way more efficient. So the bottom line, cost cutting doesn't mean to that we need to sacrifice impact. It's about focusing on value. I think we need to become the Dodge department of our company. I'm just kidding, but let's not fall in the same trap as government. The more budget we give them, the least efficient they are. That's the HR weather. Let's get back to the panel.
Yeah, so I think a general best practice is to shut your notifications off on your phone, Joel. Appreciate that to make the segments.
Yeah, actually, that was me. That was me.
I know.
That was yeah, so don't blame Joel this time. Usually it's
Yeah.
you, right?
Let's get back to the let's get back to the spending question. Spending with no ROI attached, spending without making a difference. Come on, don't. It's not just a line item in the budget. Put it to work.
Do you feel that HR departments have become quite bloated since the pandemic, or am I completely out of touch?
I don't have a reference point for that to advise on that. What say you, Danielle?
I think based on my conversations with HR people and helping them, find really good tools, I think they're overwhelmed with the number of
Yeah.
tools that they have. And the average worker, by the way, has roughly 108 tools that they use.
Crazy.
I'd be curious what the average is for HR, but I will say I think one of the biggest problems is that HR is not in the C-suite. And so it's like they don't necessarily have the language to evaluate whether or not these tools are working, draw connections between them. I think one of the best things that a tool can do is actually prove its impact and help that HR person prove their own impact within the organization. It's something I've seen as a growing trend within the
Right.
tools themselves.
That's why CHROs, chief talent, they need to have a seat at the table.
Absolutely. Well, and to your point, there is a lot of tools, I think, across every department that is just not being used, and we keep spending on it.